You wanted to talk about something because of, rumors or discussion that you've heard.
Yeah, well, I was on the Pat McAfee show. Pat had him on yesterday, and Rock basically talked about how he was locked in for WrestleMania 39, and they started this conversation back in 2022. All right, the beginning of 2022, which is fascinating because if you look at that, then if they were going to do that, then the plan for Cody Rhodes to always be at WrestleMania 39 is probably not true. And well, the way Rock worded it was that basically they wanted to do something that was historic, something that had never been done before. And, they would get creatively get involved, and, him and Vince would get together. And as time went on last year, they just couldn't quite figure out what that was that they wanted. And they said they knew they had a merger coming up by this time and WrestleMania 39, and they knew WrestleMania 40 was on the horizon. And Pat said, is that a possibility? And Rock said, it's a possibility. That's all I'm saying. So he's not confirming that, but isn't it ironic that Pat and Rock end up having his show? Rock was on it. And Pat says Rock had texted him literally like the day before, do you have room for me on the show? Which Pat laughs. He's like, I think I speak for everybody on every show that we have room for you. So they get on there, and then they end up going to SmackDown. So it really makes me wonder, and all the back and forths going on, like we said in our last segment with TKO merging now Rock and Pat on here. Do we get The Rock at WrestleMania versus Roman Reigns? And it's Rock versus Roman at 40. And I'll tell you why. If we do, I like it because it's another way Roman can win and it can keep that story. People are going to get mad at this, but you keep that story going just a little bit longer. But then by the time maybe next year's WrestleMania or a little before that, Roman has surpassed Hogan's length of that one single reign. And now you can still do Roman versus Cody. And Cody beating Roman is even bigger at that point. So I think there's a plus side. My idea originally was bring Rock back before. And I'd love to see Rock and Stone Cold finish their careers off against each other at WrestleMania 40 with one more match.
Oh, that would be nice. Now, I wouldn't have thought a Rock match would have been possible at WrestleMania before last night. Now that we saw that physicality in the ring, it's clear he can go. They can, if they need to, they can have some kind of workaround in the match. I think they will get it together. I don't think they want to announce it too soon. Maybe we see some interaction in the Royal Rumble, and that's our first indication. But I'm interested to see where they build it going forward.
And what's fascinating about this, too, is if we do get Rock and Roman, what's going to happen with some of these other top talents? What matches will a Cody Rhodes get? What will a Seth Rollins get? What will happen with a Gunther, who is still now the longest reigning Intercontinental Champion of all time? And, so there's a lot of good talent. For the first time in a long time, we can say that WWE has credibly built.